Nothing can work. The heart can't work, the brain can't work, the lungs can't work. Nothing can work effectively unless the kidneys regulate the intricate chemistry of the internal medium of the body.
Prior to 1960, it was not even considered possible to treat patients who would not recover their kidney function. In other words, patients with chronic kidney disease were all doomed to death. The treatment is very expensive. In order to cope with this problem of the patients that are going to come, we're going to need everything. We're going to have to start with building facilities. We're going to have to train people. We're going to have to do more research to get the cost down. And we're going to have a lead time. And back of all that, we need money.
Financially, we couldn't afford it. I suppose that I would just die, but I would trust God and pray that I wouldn't die.
God knows it's not an easy adjustment to make. To live 32 hours of every week attached to a machine. But you live. And if you have the stamina for it, I mean the spiritual stamina as well as the physical, you can have your full share of life. I myself am only one of 8 patients receiving this treatment in the entire Philadelphia area. It works. It keeps people alive.
This is going to cost and run into an awful lot of money, maybe billions of dollars. Where are we going to get the money? That's what some of the taxpayers ask us.
Well, I'd have to reply to that question with 1 or 2 other questions of my own, perhaps. One is, what is the worth and the price of a human life, or 4,000 human lives, or 40,000 human lives? And secondly, Congressman, to my recollection, that 400 million figure is not far from what an aircraft carrier costs, which becomes obsolete within a few years after it's built.
In 1972, Congress expanded Medicare to cover dialysis treatment for all kidney failure patients, not just those over the age of 65. John Chester Culver was joined by 304 of his colleagues in the United States House of Representatives, voting to enact this important provision, which was included in the Social Security Amendments Act, the largest piece of legislation passed into law at the time. A graduate of Harvard University and Harvard Law School, who also served honorably in the Marine Corps, Culver originally came to Washington, D.C. to make a difference working for his friend and college classmate, Senator Ted Kennedy. But it was not long before Culver himself was elected to the United States House of Representatives in 1964, where he served until he was elected to the U.S. Senate in 1974. During his tenure in Congress, Culver fought hard to help make America a better and more just society, helping to enact countless bills to advance our nation and its people. He wrote the law requiring the Defense Department to report to Congress annually on the state of our combat readiness. Senator Culver also authorized the law that dramatically curbed child pornography and child prostitution by imposing severe federal penalties. Culver was the author and key proponent of legislation to protect the public against dangerous toxic waste disposal. He also secured approval of a blue ribbon panel to recommend reforms in the operation of the Senate, known as the Culver Commission. Needless to say, Senator Culver's contributions during his years in public service were many.
Hi, I'm Senator Tom Harkin. How fortunate we Iowans have been to have had John Culver represent us in Washington. Few elected office holders have ever crossed that magic line separating the politicians from the statesmen. But John Culver crossed it long ago. In Iowa and throughout the nation, he is known as a man who did what he believed was right and best for our nation, regardless of the political consequences imposed by powerful forces that he opposed. I am grateful to have served with him, I have learned from him, and I'm proud to call him my friend.
Even today, Senator Culver continues to make a difference. While then Representative Culver helped to secure health coverage for millions of Americans who would have died without dialysis, he continues to work to increase public awareness of the fact that 1 in 7 Americans are at risk of kidney disease. He is also a dialysis patient. We honor Senator Culver for his continued leadership and dedication in helping make ours a better and more just society.